I think whenever you're ready, Zach.
So we should refrain from moving.
Yeah, probably.
If I have time, I'll ask for questions in the end. If not, then not.
Can I ask why your shirt's up backwards?
Yeah, because I didn't want my logo.
He forgot that he was doing it.
Because it's Native American, and that might be wrong.
Standing ovation, so they allow.
Yeah.
Refrain.
No, try to pretend like maybe you don't know him very well.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
We might want to pause it.
Well, we can cut it. We can cut it.
We
like
can?
before it starts. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, as long as we can.
Yes. We have that technology.
Action.
All right. Today I'm going to give you guys a speech about pharmaceutical.
Just kidding.
It's your kid.
Hey, what's going on?
Kings go out.
Oh.
Okay, guys, listen. You need to be quiet. Go play outside. Do not hit this door. Okay, come. Okay,
Hi, Sarah.
shut the door, guys. Okay, you have to be quiet if you're inside.
That was a good start. How many of, I told everybody 11 minutes, now it's going to be 12.
Okay, great. Ready?
Yep. All right, today I'm going to talk to you guys about pharmaceutical drug advertisement. And the title of this is Losing Pharmaceutical Drug Advertisement is No Loss at All. And some of the points I'm going to talk about is the price of drug commercials and their effects on society as well as the healthcare industry. So what if I told you that there's only 2 nations in the world that allow pharmaceutical drug company advertisements to be given to the general public? And what if I told you that of those 2 companies, or of those 2 nations, America is one of them, and then New Zealand is the other, and these companies spend more on advertisement than they do on research. So that's something to consider. In fact, for every dollar they spend on research, $19 goes into advertisement. Last year, advertisement in the United States for drug companies was over $26 billion. It's a major industry. If you think about that money they're spending, they're not spending that on research. They're spending that to get it in front of you on a billboard, on a paper product that you're reading, or on the TV you're watching. So, how many of you guys know somebody that uses prescription drugs or over-the-counter drugs? Just about everybody here. So this affects all of us. So I'm going to talk about the cost of prescription drugs, prescription drug advertisements, and how they are regulated. I'm going to talk to you today about the growing problem of the price of these drugs and some solutions we can look at. Okay? So pharmaceutical ads, they are misleading. There's 2 government agencies that watch pharmaceutical drugs. One is the FDA, which is Food and Drug Administration. The other one is the Federal Trade Commission. Federal Trade Commission watches over-the-counter drugs, and the FDA watches prescription drugs. Prescription drugs are watched by the Center of Drug Evaluation and Research, which has a task force called OPDP, which is the Office of Prescription Drug Promotion, and that's all under the FDA. And this OPDP, they take action against pharmaceutical companies that break the laws and standards. They educate the general public as well as the drug companies as to the standards. And they also encourage better communication between drug companies and healthcare providers. So that's what OPDP does. And then 60% of prescription drug ads and 80% of over-the-counter drug ads are incorrect or misleading. That could be something so much as a little girl smelling flowers for a drug that is not targeting the audience for little kids. So you look at a picture of a little girl smelling drugs and the drug is something for allergies, but the drug is not for anyone under the age of 18. That's a very misleading drug advertisement. And that kind of advertisement is considered misleading. Everything from lying about the side effects to not giving enough information about the side effects. That is all misleading. So if I told you that 80% of over-the-counter drug advertisements are incorrect or misleading, that's a big number. That's 8 out of 10. And 60% of prescription drug ads are misleading. We are being lied to. And the FDA cannot keep a ring down on prescription drugs. And the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, can't stop to see that. So it's out of control. Drug companies highly over-exaggerate the benefits of medication and where it comes from. Pharmaceutical commercials are often dominated by cartoons, over-sensualization, and nonsense when it comes to the side effects. According to io9.com, it says that the shakiness of the camera and all of those things should be monitored by the FDA, but it's slipping through the cracks. So the cost of pharmaceutical ads. Pharmaceutical ads have been regulated by the FDA, but the FDA loosened its reign in 1997. So since 1997 till now, pharmaceutical ads have increased in price by over 3,000%. So they are putting more and more money into pharmaceutical ads. And most of the direct-to-consumer, which is DTC, budget is spent on commercials on TV. The average American sees 9 drugs per day on the TV. That's 16 hours per year, and that is more, according to Ventola, than most people will spend time with their healthcare provider. So if you're watching more about drugs than you are talking to your doctor about drugs, and that is a problem. So the FDA regulations are not fully enforced. There's a story. Merz Pharmaceuticals example. On July 31st of this year, the FDA confronted Merz Pharmaceuticals with a letter about Naftin, which is an antifungal cream. How many of you guys have antifungal creams? And in the letter, they gave a warning, saying that it talked about the side effects, but not about the local side effects or reactions to the drug on the local level. And as of September 27th, no correction had been made to the drug's website. So what happened between July 13th and September? The FDA made an approach, told them to change it, and nothing happened. So what kind of regulations is really being held on the pharmaceutical companies? So this is what I suggest. Stop pharmaceutical ads altogether. And there is another option, and the option is have only reminder commercials. A reminder commercial is limited to the drug name, the drug's generic name, and a reminder to talk to your doctor, and that's it. If we could limit pharmaceutical commercials to a reminder ad or no ads at all, it would be beneficial. So what would happen if we got rid of pharmaceutical ads? Do we really need to tell our doctors what drugs we need to take? Because that's the bottom line. We don't need to go to the doctor and tell him, this is what I'm looking at using. The doctor's job is to tell us what is safe and appropriate for us to be using. So think about it. If we got rid of pharmaceutical drug ads, what would it do for the industry? So I have a chart for you guys. A little handout. And on the pie, this is as of 2011. On the pie it shows the breakout for advertisement for 2011's pharmaceutical drug industry. It says there that they spent $26 million in 2011 to get a drug in front of you. And the cost of a drug currently to make is between $3.7 billion and $12 billion to make a single drug. And that cost goes into advertisement, it goes into trial runs, it goes into doctors, it goes into things we don't want to hear about and things that are illegal. Things like bribery and paying healthcare providers to suggest it and paying off healthcare providers to make sure you get the drug they want you to get. So it's a massive industry, billions of dollars are at stake, and the 50 leading pharmaceutical companies have spent over, what's it say? $610 billion in 2012. That's a massive amount of revenue for a drug industry. And it's okay. If they work, then they're efficient. But I don't need crammed down my throat something that I don't need. And I definitely don't need to be giving my doctor advice because I'm paying him to give me the advice that I need. And that's all. Are there any questions? Sweet. Thanks, guys.